Hey guys, it's Timmy and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited, as another change may be made to Smackdown as far as how it airs once it moves to Fox. We all know that in October of 2019, Smackdown Live will move from Tuesday nights on the USA Network to Friday nights on Fox. It was previously reported that Fox would like Smackdown to have more of a real sports feel. That way, they can push it and promote it alongside their other sports properties like the NFL, the MLB, NASCAR, and others. According to Dave Meltzer in this week's Wrestling Observer newsletter, Meltzer reports that Fox also has another change in mind, and that would be moving the show on the West Coast to air at 5 p.m. Pacific. As of right now, SmackDown airs live on the East Coast from 8 to 9. Then, on the West Coast, it airs from 8 to 9 local time, but basically on a tape delay. Meltzer says that he was given the impression that Fox will air SmackDown from 5 to 7 on the West Coast because real sports properties run live at the same time on both coasts. Now, the good thing about this is that no longer will fans on the West Coast feel like they've already been spoiled before SmackDown comes on the air, because usually, take SmackDown for example, we'll stick with SmackDown. SmackDown runs from 8 to 9 East Coast time. By the time it's over, that's when the show's actually starting West Coast time, 8 to 9. So you may have been spoiled through social media, all of that, and it's even worse for Raw. Anyways, now I know some of you may say, well, I live on the West Coast and I get SmackDown at 5. Yes, because if you have a satellite provider like Dish Network or DirecTV, they give you the East Coast feed. If you only have cable like AT&T Uverse, Verizon Fios, or Comcast, then you get your local West Coast feed. Now, with this notion, though, if they do keep the show on the West Coast at 8 p.m., everybody on the West Coast will have to watch at 8 p.m. because you will not be getting the East Coast feed of Fox. You will be getting your local Fox on whatever cable or satellite provider you have. The downside about moving the show to 5 p.m. on the West Coast is that it could hurt the ratings, as many people at 5 p.m. are still on their way home from or just getting home from work if they do work a normal 9 to 5 job. One other thing Meltzer did note, which is actually incorrect, is that if they did have the show from 5 to 7, they would have to move news programming. And unlike ABC, NBC, and CBS, Fox does not run afternoon news at 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. Fox only runs news in the mornings and at 10 p.m. So on the West Coast, if Fox runs at 5 p.m., there's no news program that has to be moved or eliminated. That's not an issue. Typically, in the afternoon leading into their nightly programming, Fox runs rerun syndicated television. Locally here in Fresno, for example, the 5 o'clock hour sees Fox run 2 episodes of The Simpsons. The 6 o'clock hour then runs 2 episodes of The Big Bang Theory. And they already do this anyways, where they run sports programs on the Fox Broadcasting Network at these times, as they do it every week with Thursday Night Football, and they also do it with the MLB World Series and All-Star games. Overall, if they do want SmackDown to feel like their other sports properties, then airing on the West Coast at 5 p.m. should be the move to make. Also, another move they should do is broadcasting SmackDown live on the Fox Sports Go app. Again, if they want SmackDown to feel like it's treated like their other sports properties, example, NFL, MLB, NASCAR, and others, then putting it on the app is also a good idea, because then if people say are on their way home at 5 p.m., they're stuck in traffic or something, God forbid LA traffic is the worst, then they can load up that Fox Sports Go app on their phone and watch it while they're driving. Or at least, I wouldn't advise watching TV while you're driving, but at least listen to it while you're driving. So this is actually a pretty big change that could be made. And the other question here, if this change is made, where they do air SmackDown every single Friday at 5 p.m. on the West Coast, could this force WWE to go to the USA Network and say, hey, would you guys like to do the same thing? Or would USA say, no, we want to keep it at 8 so we don't mess with the ratings, because the ratings are already on a decline. So we'll see if this does happen. This isn't going to go into place, if it does, until October. There's still a lot of time to work everything out. But that's going to do it for this episode of Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Remember to comment below, like and share this video, like us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, subscribe here on YouTube, and follow PWUnlimited.net for the latest in pro wrestling news.